Welcome to Mornings with Luann and Tim.
You're not Luann!
Minus Luann plus Riley. And guess what?
What?
It's your birthday!
Oh my gosh.
Did you know? Or did I break the news?
No. You were the first one to wish me
Happy birthday, Tim.
Thank you, Riley. And thank you, Kevin, for the donuts. Because yesterday was donut. What was it yesterday?
And you said, and I quote, after we're done on air, I will go and get donuts. And did he go and get donuts? No. But did Kevin go and get donuts today?
On my birthday, he did.
He did.
And it's not even, he usually does it on Fridays, but Kevin, did you do it just because it's my birthday?
Yep.
And that means we get donuts on Friday, too.
I'll do donuts on Friday.
Okay, that's fair.
I also owe you $14.
You do. But don't give it to me on your birthday. That just feels wrong. Give it to me tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we're having a pig tonight.
We are eating a pig tonight.
Yes.
They
a real
handpicked
one.
it. They handpicked the pig, the Barsanis.
Did they?
Yeah. Rob's like, do you want to see a picture? I said, no. I don't want to know.
No.
But we're going to eat it.
We talk about veganism and how great it is and everything, that, you know, they don't eat live things. And then I remember Luann saying, I eat chicken every day. I was like, oh, I was said to Luann, if there was ketchup, I would eat you right now. Just, like, I don't care. So,
Yeah,
but I don't want to see it.
No,
I don't want to be friends with it.
But in our freezer, we have like
I don't want to be friends with it.
all this labeled, like different parts of the pig labeled, and I'm like, put that somewhere else.
Oh.
But anyway, we'll have that tonight. It'll be
Yeah, we're
great.
going to have pig.
And cake, hopefully.
Hey,
Oh,
what?
maybe Karen, is Karen going to make that caramel?
Oh, Karen, I wonder if I'm
No
getting
pressure.
a turtle cake.
You're probably getting a turtle cake.
Every birthday she makes it for all of her kids and sometimes for other family members too. Oh, look, we got a monitor. Look at how pretty.
Yay. Okay, so time to get serious.
Serious.
Because there's some serious news today.
Wow. The biggest news is probably south of the border.
Yeah, midterm elections.
And for my birthday, I would like to see the house turn blue.
Okay, let me write that down and see how much that's going to cost.
Okay.
So the latest polls, I was looking today, say that Democrats are likely to win the House of Representatives.
Yeah, they're not going to flip the Senate, though, they don't
Right.
think.
Well, Republicans are expected to keep control of the House. But if Democrats can take control of the House or the Senate...
Wait, but Democrats, it looks like Democrats are going to get the House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like.
But and the Senate's iffy, pretty not going to flip.
But not likely. But they would have subpoena and investigative powers, so they
So
could...
they could ask what
the tough questions.
Well, they could also, apparently, they're saying that Nancy Pelosi, if she becomes the Speaker of the House, the Democrats are going to ask for his taxes.
Oh.
Which would probably lead into a huge, protracted legal battle.
But it's a start.
It's a start.
And then, of course, millennial turnout could be pivotal in this election. We talked a little bit
New
about that
Mexico's
yesterday.
going crazy because you can imagine in New Mexico, the Hispanic population, they are flocking to the advanced
Good.
polls like crazy.
They should be.
Huge turnout for Hispanic Americans and also African Americans.
Yeah, which is great. And then, of course, we'll have our close races in Florida, North Carolina, and surprisingly Kentucky as well.
What about Texas? Isn't Texas iffy too?
I'm not too sure, but we can expect
Texas.
the results to roll in.
I have. You know what I have about this? I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. I was at Texas.
Anytime.
In Texas, the first openly lesbian veteran could be elected to Congress.
Wow.
In Texas.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
That's really...
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
But Texas, I don't know.
In another state, maybe, but it's...
There's some interesting firsts. These are all possible firsts.
Right.
This could be the year of the first female Muslim in Congress. There are two Muslims running, two female Muslims, one in Michigan, one in Minnesota. Never had a female Muslim in Congress before. This could be the year for the first African American female governor. That's Stacey Abrams in Georgia. Oh, I'm hoping for her.
And Oprah Winfrey is like...
Knocking on doors for her. And Brian Kemp is saying that there may be... Okay, so somebody called, a voter called the Democratic Party office in Georgia and said, I don't know about I think there's something wrong with the voting system or something. Like he just made a complaint about a voting system or something.
Right.
Not being nervous. Just reporting something. Brian Kemp, who's the current governor of Georgia, who's also, what is he? He's like in charge of elections as well. Oh, he's the governor, he's running for governor. I forget. Anyway, he's calling the shots, but he's also running. He made it all sound like, ooh, the Democrats hacked something, and there's been an investigation, there's nothing happened. He was just being
fear-mongering
to try to get make Stacey Abrams look bad. So anyway, I'm rooting for her. Okay, could be the first transgender governor.
Cool.
Vermont has a transgender candidate. This could be the year for the first Native American governor and the first Native American woman in Congress.
I can't believe that there hasn't been one yet.
Not a woman, not Native American woman.
Woman, okay, but there has been men.
Also, as I said, first openly lesbian veteran to Congress in Texas. And also, this could be the year for the first gay openly male governor in Colorado.
Wow.
Never had an
Get a
openly
diverse-
And the first Korean American woman to Congress could happen this year.
And again, to me, that's surprising that there hasn't been.
Yeah.
But,
Women are really coming. Hey,
Good.
you know who I'm going to have on the show at some point? Talking about women in Congress and women in politics. Monique Rollins. She's a constable with the city police.
Yes.
And she's written a couple of articles about gender disparity and about females in leadership positions with the police force, with law enforcement.
That's interesting, because that's a tough field to break into.
I haven't set a date for that yet, but interesting. Okay.
Now you know that you have to.
Back to you, Riley.
But speaking of firsts,
Yes.
Canada, I announced this on the news yesterday, but found out a little bit more details about it today. The federal Liberals are setting an official poverty line in Canada for the first time.
A poverty line?
Yes.
We're getting a poverty line?
Yes.
So when you call a number and say, "Hi, I'm poor"?
No. 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 If you live below this number.
Oh, the poverty line.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a hotline.
But if there's a hotline, I need the number to call.
1-800 poor me. And then you call us. So we never had a
Isn't that weird?
all the time that I said I was living below the poverty line, I was lying. We never had a poverty line. What's our poverty line?
They haven't announced that yet.
When?
I don't know. They're rolling it out all this.
Give me a month. When did we get a poverty line? Oh, Canada's growing up.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we don't have one because it's...
How did we ever wait? Okay, so
And not that
I thought
it really matters, but...
I thought we had one, because I thought we did. I thought it was like 30-something thousand.
We didn't have an official one.
Wasn't official. Okay.
But
Because I know the government has set. Sorry, I know the government has set like incomes. Like once upon a time, there was a thing called it was a dental program, and it was for the province of Ontario. Oh, this is national you're talking?
I'm talking national.
Because province of Ontario, and you had to have an income of like under $20,000 for a household. I'm like, to get free dental for your kids. I'm like, if you're living with kids and you're making under $20,000 a year, gosh.
How do you have a house?
How do you have that? Yeah.
No, that's... so this... They're rolling it all out now. I don't know exactly what the poverty line officially is.
Okay.
But they are looking at investing $125 billion into municipalities.
To do what? What are they doing with the money?
To, I don't know, help fight poverty. It's called, I don't know, they haven't released a lot of details, but it's called Reaching Home, is what it's called. And basically they're going
It
to...
should be called Building a Home, because that's what people need.
I know, but they're going to...
That's good though, $125 million. It's not going to bureaucracy, is it? Like to run offices?
See, that's what I think it is, because that's my thing, is it's like a lot of reporting and creating a council.
No, give the money to the people.
I know, and then, all of that stuff. But the good news is they're also putting some money, they haven't announced how much yet, but into specifically targeting what indigenous needs.
Good.
So that's good.
Are they getting water?
That's the thing, right? Where it sounds like a lot of red tape to me, but it's a start.
Politics depresses me
I know,
sometimes.
it's so,
Ooh, Premier Ford, what's going on?
He has shuffled it right up.
You know why?
But I've heard...
Okay, so Jim Wilson was the Minister of Economic Development, Cabinet Minister, Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. And they make an announcement, oops, okay, Jim Wilson has gone, he's resigned.
He's going to rehab.
Gone to rehab.
Yes.
Later that same day,
Sexual assault.
I don't know if it was sexual assault, sexual harassment.
Misconduct.
Sexual misconduct was the charge levied against him by
Allegedly.
a female staffer. It's a charge levied against him, yes.
It's actually laid?
No, what I mean, the charge,
Okay.
This staffer has charged that there was,
There's alleged
He said so, yeah.
Okay.
So, you're more exhausting than Luann.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, you gotta get things straight. I gotta say things better.
Okay, we'll get through this together.
Work with me! It's my birthday!
Okay.
So anyway, apparently the guy did something. And now, so he...
The little hair just...
I'm molting because I'm getting old. My hair's just starting to fall out of my head.
Okay.
Anyway, so he went to rehab, but I think it was like they were hoping that maybe he could get to rehab before and not get the word out that he's actually charged with sexual assault, allegedly. And then another guy, what's his name? Andrew Kimber. He's an aide. He works there.
Okay.
He works for the government. I'm not sure what he's high level meetings and stuff. Anyway, he has stepped down sexual harassment.
Wow.
2 in a matter of a day, and so he's at the and when the press asked for a statement and stuff, we don't speak about internal staffing affairs.
But they spoke about everyone else's internal staffing affairs.
You know, speaking of intern, he's a cabinet minister. It's not like the guy's
an intern.
Yeah. He's you had to reshuffle the cabinet, and you don't want to discuss it because it's an internal staffing matter.
Well, we can share. I have here who's shuffled where.
Go.
So, okay. So we have Todd Smith is taking over the economic development. Okay.
I don't even know why. I don't know who these people are. Okay.
The point is here that they shuffled people, like nobody really knew is in. It's just they moved people from one file to the other.
They had to bump somebody up.
They bumped one person up,
okay,
and then the rest got moved around. So Todd Smith took Jim Wilson's spot. John Yakabuski took over natural resources, and they literally just switched him with Uric, who took over transportation. So he literally
he's the guy, yeah.
Sylvia Jones took community safety, Michael Tabolo took tourism, and Bill Walker was the one that came in for government.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I'm bored right now.
Okay, but listen to my point, okay? There's a reason for all of this. Here's my concern.
Okay.
What about whenever there's a cabinet shuffle of this, like this many, what about all these organizations and businesses who have built relationships with those ministers within their fields and now...
You see, Riley raises an extremely valid point.
Mm-hmm, she does. So that's my concern. Like, imagine you put in all this work lobbying.
That's a fair concern.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure that their bureaucrats will, catch them up, but it must have some impact. They must be a little worried. Anyway.
On the do I have a guest? Did you hear in your ear?
No.
Okay, so I was going to have Yasmina Jovanovic on the show just because I like saying her name. She's the director of the art gallery, but I'm guessing that something has happened and Yasmina couldn't be here today. So for our first interview, I'm going to re-air one that I really enjoyed doing, and I don't know if a lot of people saw it. So it's actually with Trisha Rainoni.
Okay.
Trisha and she and her co-star of My Roommates and Escort.
Okay, yes,
which is a web-based series. They came to Sault Ste. Marie because they want to bring the whole series up here. So anyway, I did an interview with them, and I really think it was a lot of fun, and I think it's worth airing again. So arts related, since Yasmina couldn't be here, we're talking about
hopefully we can get her in soon.
Television in Sault Ste. Oh, Yasmina will come back. Good. I'll get a hold of her. She's so much fun, and there's stuff going on at the art gallery I want to talk about. So we'll get her back on the show. Maybe Friday. I have an opening.
Yes.
What else? Oh, and Stephen Mallinger's back again this week. This time he's talking about Christmas concert. I believe it's one of the choirs that he conducts. So,
cool.
And you have the news.
And the news.
And you have the news.
We talked about some of the news, but we'll get into more.
We'll get into more. And so all of that coming up on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim, and Riley standing in for Lou, who's on vacation. We'll see you right after this.
Stay tuned.
I'm gonna move in tomorrow. Okay? Yeah, thank you. Here is to not being homeless.
Hello, ladies.
Second month's rent is past due by like 4 days right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
I'm really sorry we're late on rent.
It's been solved.
Solved?
Right, it's solved.
Where the hell did you find her?
I know. So sketchy, right? She's so sketchy. She's an entrepreneur.
Where's the entrepreneur?
I have my own company. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme.
Need to up your sales.
I know, I have.
Oh, cut the bullshit. Didn't your mother ever tell you it's rude to ask questions?
What's the worst that could happen? We get...
So how the heck do you get the concept, My Roommate's an Escort? Two lovely young ladies. Now, okay, so let's do introductions first of all. To my left is Katie Ullman. Hello, Katie.
Hello.
Welcome to ONNtv.
Thank you so much.
And Trisha Rainoni. Trisha, how do you like?
I usually go by Trish.
Trish Rainoni. Born and raised in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Yeah.
Coming back home again.
Back home again.
Bringing some show business.
Of course, always with the show business.
Honestly, no kidding. So, Katie, you're not from the Sioux, but we won't hold that against you.
Oh, thank you.
Trenton, Ontario, born and raised.
Yes, I am.
And you have been involved in theater since when?
Since high school, I started acting.
Did you?
Yeah. This is my first time in the Sioux, and I've had the most wonderful.
She clearly likes it.
Yeah, everyone's been so welcoming.
That's the thing about Sault Ste. Marie is you're going to find that everywhere you go. People are so nice. And now, Trish, it's so great that you're being able to support the film industry because you've been you got your start in the film industry in Sault
In Sault Ste. Marie, yes, of
You
course.
did go
yeah.
away though to study film before, so.
Yeah, I
you left the
studied
Soo.
film studies in Ottawa, first year university, but then came back to the Soo and was super excited when film started coming here. So
Yeah. You did you also did a degree here in the Soo after your film
yeah,
studies,
in Algoma,
right?
psychology.
Yeah, well that's a
Yeah.
good thing to have though.
Right? Yeah, I have to
'Cause
break down characters, understand characters, write characters.
Exactly.
It's all psychology.
And you've also studied with another local gentleman, Jack
Yeah.
Weatherall.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
he was
Jack
really
is
great.
pretty much renowned across North America. Not only as Uncle Vic in Queer as
Right,
Folk,
yes.
but also because of his work as a director and performer in Stratford. Of course, and he also starred on Broadway in The Elephant Man. He replaced the lead actor in The Elephant Man and took over the lead role.
Wow, he
On
didn't even
Broadway.
he didn't tell us that.
Jack
He's
is a
so
very humble man, but
Wow.
incredibly talented.
Really? Yeah.
And you
It
studied
was
with some
amazing.
amazing people too.
Thank you.
Who did you tell me? You studied.
I went to Queen's University and
Yes.
studied drama and psychology, and then in Toronto, David Rotenberg, Jeff Seymour, Goldie Semple at the Shaw
The late
Festival.
Goldie Semple at the Shaw
Yeah,
Festival, brilliant
yeah.
actress as well.
Yes.
So you come to it with obviously some talent and some training. Hopefully a little bit. But it is right now. But you're clever because it is difficult to make a career out of performing in our country. Well, in any country, but I think in Canada the unemployment rate with actors is about 85% unemployment. So
Right, yes.
the idea then is to become an entrepreneur and create your own work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We met at a party.
One fateful party.
One fateful night.
at a bar.
We met 3 years ago.
Yes,
And here we are.
Yeah, this is
Still
lasted
putting up
longer
with
than
each
any of
other.
our relationships. So.
We were telling my mom today.
So the concept of roommates as the premise for the show, because you thought about different ideas of two females starring in a show together, co-starring. What would the
Right.
relationship be, right?
Yeah.
So how did you land on roommates?
Well,
Toronto's an expensive
It's a
city.
city, and we've both lived with a lot of roommates,
Yeah.
so we're very familiar with what that's like. And we wanted to do something about a relationship
women.
between two women.
The dynamics.
Yeah,
Right.
two women living together under one roof. It's very, very invasive, intimate, and you just don't know who you're moving in with
Yeah,
sometimes.
just trying to figure each other out.
Yeah.
You've done one season. Have you figured out whether she's an escort or not?
Well, you'll have to watch and find out.
I'm not a real escort. No judgment, but I'm not. I'm just saying.
That's okay. 'Cause I'm not a real woman, but I play one on TV.
Well, sometimes people who meet me who've never met me before are a little like standoffish if they've seen the show, and I mean, my character's very, very sketchy and devious, but it's interesting how sometimes that, when you see someone play a character, how
They
that-
believe
think that's
yeah,
you.
like
and I'm like,
yeah.
no, please, I'm a small town girl.
And then you started off with YouTube and with live streaming as well with Katie Chats.
Yes.
How long ago was that then?
That ended about 3 years ago. I did it with my mom. We
3,000 episodes.
3,000 episodes, interviewed a lot of people.
So your mom, Joanne, was she a producer director?
She was the producer. She was my camera woman
Was
and my
she?
editor.
Amazing.
She's like one of my best friends.
Multi-talented. She is amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that story.
Yes.
So then after Katie Chats wrapped up, you went on looking for new projects and ta-da!
And then we met and we got together 2 days later to write.
I grabbed her
Right.
phone at the bar and
She was like, we're meeting on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. to write.
So now-
I was like, it is happening. This is a for
You've
sure
done one
thing.
season. You've had great success. You've even got a review from the Globe and Mail. Who wrote this review?
John Doyle.
John Doyle says that it's a droll, daft little comedy, and he loves it. So, good review from the Globe and Mail speaks volumes.
Yeah, John is incredible, and we were so happy when we saw that
Yeah,
review because
I
he is a
remember
tough
that day.
customer.
We were nervous and then we read it and we're like,
yeah.
Good for you now. And so now the idea, Trish, is to bring this all back to Sault Ste.
Yeah,
Marie
well,
again,
everyone-
because this is where you got your start. You know that there's Northern Ontario Film is going on, that there's crews happening up here now. So tell me about what your plans are.
well, everyone's been so supportive of season 1, and I found like anytime I've come home or worked up here since then, people talk about my roommates in Escort and they're really excited about it. So now we want to get them involved.
Okay.
And we've written season 2 to take place in the Soo.
You've already scripted it all?
Yeah, it's all scripted. It all takes place in Sault Ste. Marie.
And we really want to hire all local crew, local actors. We really want to create, use the community, partner with the community and make it as authentic as it can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one of the benefits of getting involved, for instance, if you're a business, you've been going around and talking to local businesses.
Oh, yes, we
Yeah,
have.
we've been bothering everyone.
Showing up at everyone's store.
Yeah.
So
You
it's been great.
picked up on some traits from being an escort. You know how to sell yourself.
Yeah, so we're a little, hopefully not
I
too
think we
aggressive.
do.
Yeah.
But so the idea, I guess, is for local business to be featured in the show, in the
Yes.
series.
Yeah.
Yes, so
we're
for some sponsorship, we will write your business right into an episode or many episodes of the series, depending on the sponsorship.
So, like along the lines of, Letterkenny, we talk about Letterkenny
Yeah.
because that's being filmed in Sudbury, Northern
Yeah.
Ontario. So Letterkenny had a fake bar named Modine's. But so instead of doing that kind of a
Yeah.
thing, rather than using a fake bar name, you would use a real location in Sault Ste. Marie,
Oh, yeah.
so that people would hear about it online and all the viewers.
Yeah.
What kind of viewership did you have?
We had over 1 million across platforms.
Across platforms.
Season 1.
So that includes like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So we did.
Yeah, we put it on all the
We were very
all the
surprised.
social medias.
We put a lot into like our marketing campaign and all that, but like we have a very large base in the Sioux, so we thought it makes sense kind of for Sioux businesses because it's like very targeted at Sault Ste. Marie, and we have good viewership here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually think it is. Like we
Well, I
we
mean, if
believe
you're
it. Like
If I owned, are you kidding me? If I owned a coffee shop or something and I was like, oh, I want them to meet, and you're like, write me into your script and I'll get 1 million views on Facebook and
Yeah.
Sault Ste. Marie. Hello.
that's cool. Yeah, we hope.
And then also, there's crowdfunding still going on, right? So you could become, you get to be like a producer if you do crowdfunding. Like if I gave you money.
Yes, actually, yes. So you get to be, if you do donate, you get there's different levels, but
Yeah.
like at $500, you're an executive producer. Of
And
the
you
show.
get an IMDb credit as
yeah,
well,
so you'd get that credit.
as well as in the credits of the show.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a producer. I'm totally gonna. No, because I have a company now.
Oh my goodness!
It's called T. Murphy Entertainment Incorporated. I'm incorporated.
I love that.
I can
That's
be-
so
I can-
exciting.
I only have a minute left. Wait, we're not done yet. We have so much more to talk about. How does the crowdfunding happen? Where do we go? What do I do?
So we have season 2 in the Sioux. It's Indiegogo. We have a link. It's on our Facebook.
What's your Facebook?
My Roommates and Escort. Just
Ta-da.
look it up.
Yeah.
My Roommates and Escort on Instagram.
Our email address is myroommatesandescortcomedy@gmail.com.
Mike put that
You
on
can
the
get it
screen
right
for
here.
us.
There. We
Thanks,
check
Mike.
that every day if you want to email us for any reason.
Yes.
So you can email for any information,
Yeah.
to make a donation, to become a producer, but
Yeah.
the crowdfunding is Indiegogo.
And if
Yep.
you want to get involved in the crew, if you're an actor in Sault Ste. Marie, hit us up. We're taking resumes and we're
Yep.
keeping track of everyone.
I am so excited.
Excited.
Keith has been bouncing off the walls about this interview, trying to hook this up. He's so
Yes,
happy.
He's amazing. Yes.
Well, he really wants you guys to be here because he knows what it's like the crew that's in Sault Ste. Marie is
It's
phenomenal.
amazing. I love the
and
crew
he,
here.
he's so proud of the work that we do up here, that they do
Yeah.
in film and television. So this is great, you guys.
We're really excited.
Okay, when can you come back on the show again?
Oh, good
my
question.
When are you gonna come back to the Sioux?
I hope like
You know what, we can always,
soon.
if you have any more news to share with us,
Yeah.
we can always Skype too.
Okay.
So if you're not
amazing.
up here,
yes.
Skype, keep us
We would love to
informed.
keep coming
Okay.
back.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm going to be a producer, and maybe I'll even tell, as a producer, do I get to say who involved in casting? Cast me!
It's all us really. It's a very
gosh,
small
you guys.
production.
Trish,
Yes.
thanks for paying us forward to Sault
Oh
Ste.
my gosh,
Marie.
of course.
Katie,
What a great
thanks for
hometown.
being
Oh,
here.
so nice to meet you.
So now we're going to hook you up with
Okay.
Jen Matheson down at the future Sault Ste.
Okay,
Marie and
awesome.
see if we can get
Yes.
some liaising going on there. Jen,
Okay,
we're coming down to
amazing.
your office
We're
after
coming
this.
for
See you.
Okay, and we'll see you right after this break on Mornings with Luann and Tim, My Roommates and Escort on YouTube.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Riley says, you got stood up by a guest on your birthday. I'm like, yeah, watch tonight, the pig won't show up for the pig roast. Yasmina did show up.
She did. I'll give her that.
Yasmina, Jovanovic. I just love saying that name.
I can tell.
From the art gallery.
Now you get to see it on Friday.
That's right. So she was scheduled for 8:15. But it gets confusing because we ask our guests to come here half an hour before. So 7:45 was her arrival time, but she arrived at 8:15, which was
On the dot.
which yeah, she was very prompt. If we'd been walking in on camera. However, I love Yasmina, so she's going to come back on Friday at 8:15.
Good.
So I hope you did enjoy. That interview was a lot of fun with the girls, but Yasmina will be back on Friday. So what?
So.
I see you were hard at work finding stories. I have stories for you. The Ottawa Senators were down in Phoenix. Okay, and they got in an Uber, and some of the guys got a little. They were like debriefing after the game, right? Just blowing off some steam, and they started criticizing their assistant coach about his ineffective penalty kill tactics and stuff. And the penalty kill team, the Uber driver says to them, "So what team do you play for?" And they're like, "The Ottawa Senators." He was recording the whole thing on a dash cam.
Oh, no.
And he aired it.
No.
And yeah, so anyway, Uber had to apologize profusely because that's against.
Oh my gosh.
Without their consent.
Why would you
that's
even
totally
think to
against
do that?
their policy. Can you imagine? Could you imagine the things you could say in a taxi cab? I mean, oh look, there they are. Mike found the picture. So the guys are now. What about these poor guys? They got to go back. I mean, they've all made a public apology.
Yeah.
But come on, we all do that. You go home and you complain about a coworker or something. I mean, it's just blowing off steam or a coach or whatever. So they had a bitch session.
Especially right after a game, like you're
right, and that's what they said. They said we're really passionate and we love our coaches, we love our teammates, we love our fans.
That's so unfair.
We really feel like we let you down, but you know, I don't. Come on.
And that's so sneaky too.
I would not want to be
that guy. Must have lost.
I wouldn't want to be them in the dressing room.
Oh yeah.
Going back in and like, hi, so.
Sorry, tail between the legs.
Well, anyway, they're ranked 29th in the league. Is that bad?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Maybe that's why they're critical of him. And Drake, our Canadian superstar.
Yes.
Drake, he went to a casino in it's called the Park Casino in Vancouver.
Okay.
Downtown Vancouver. There he is, and there's the Park Casino. He says he was racially profiled.
What?
They would not let him spend his money at the casino. They wouldn't. They said that he didn't provide the proper whatever, and I guess it was a large sum of money that he wanted to gamble with, and they wouldn't accept his money because they didn't trust him. And he said it was racially based. They're saying no. There are new regulations that the BC Lottery put in, and you have to fill out paperwork that anything over $10,000, a source of fund disclosure. So I don't know whether he filled out the source of fund disclosure. Like you have to actually show them where you're getting your money from.
That kind of makes sense.
Because there's been fraud and stuff, apparently at this particular casino. So anyway, now it's up in the air. Was it because he was a man of color with a lot of money and they were like, we don't trust you? Or was it really this regulation?
But did they not look at him and know that it's Drake and that he probably has the money?
I don't know. See, that's
you know
what I
mean. That's the other weird thing.
I don't know.
Well, there's definitely more to that story.
Would you know Drake if he walked into your store?
Yes.
I wouldn't.
Oh. Okay.
So, well, I mean, I don't watch music videos. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that he's a great musician and he's Canadian and he's internationally acclaimed, but if he walked into the store, there's a lot of performers I would not know. I have this thing also where do you ever think if that person were walking down the street, I wouldn't look at them twice, but only because they're talented, they become attractive to me?
That's shallow.
Well, happy birthday. I'm shallow.
There's worse things to be.
There are. You're a newscaster. Come back and do the news.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Don't sit in judgment of me.
At least I can do that.
Just read the news and what do you call that? Be
unbiased? Yeah. Stoic.
Unbiased. Stoic! Catch her being stoic after the break. Riley has the news.
Stay tuned.
Lean on me. We are not strong, and I'll be your friend.
Birthday?
What?
It's Sax Day. And I don't mean the underwear.
That's what I thought.
No. Saxophone.
Saxophone.
You know who plays the saxophone? Stephen Mallinger.
And where's he?
He's not here. I feel like I'm getting punked on my birthday. I'm starting to take this personally. None of my guests are showing up.
And you sent the one guest away?
I sent Yasmina away and said, come back on Friday. You're late. And now Steven's on here. If I'd have just hung on to Yasmina.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
I don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
They paved paradise.
Nobody wants to hang out with you on your birthday.
Put up a TV station. Pardon me?
No one wants to hang out with you on your birthday.
And the only reason you're doing that is because you're being paid to, and then B, because you're dating my nephew. So that's the
And
only
I
reason
spend the whole
she's
day with you.
Spending time with me. So it is Sax Day, though. What's that? You just got punked. Oh, you're funny. Adolf Sax. That was his last name. That's why it's called a saxophone.
Like with an X?
S-A-X. Adolf, or maybe Adolphe. He was in Belgium.
Okay.
Adolf. Probably in Belgium. Adolf.
And he created the saxophone?
He was born in 1814 on November the 6th, on my birthday, but before me. He invented the saxophone somewhere around 1840. I actually wrote the word circa, and I thought, I haven't written the word circa in a long time.
Did you feel really fancy?
I did, probably since I wrote a history paper in school. I haven't used the word. There, is that Adolphe Sax? There he is, Mr. Sax. Come blow your horn. He invented 8 different types of saxophones.
Wow.
Did you know there were 8 different types of saxophones?
I didn't.
I knew there were about 6. I didn't know about the other 2.
That's impressive in the lifespan of somebody in the 1800s, too.
Okay.
It is. It would have even less time than the normal
Did you know
person
that back in the olden days, music was a science?
No, I didn't.
It was considered a science, not an art. Because it's all mathematical. Music was all mathematical.
When did that change?
I'd have to get my friend Paul Dingle, who is a scholar.
A scholar.
He is a musical scholar at Algoma University.
Like
He's
after
a
the
genius.
Enlightenment, or?
He and his wife Agnes McCarthy, and they
Okay.
own Northern. I think Agnes is going to come on the show next week if
she
she
gonna
shows
show?
up. Stop it. Anyway, they own the Northern Arts Academy, that school that's in the
Okay.
tech, the art
Okay,
school.
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, you like history, right?
Yes.
I think one of the reasons why I don't like history is because I didn't have really very interesting history teachers.
I had the best history teacher in high school ever, okay? And hopefully
Who?
she's watching. Her name was Miss Italia. I believe her first name's Fabiana.
Fabiana Italia?
Yeah.
That's a waste of a name on a history teacher. She should be an Italian movie actress.
She was a tough teacher, but you know what? She liked me a lot, I think. She literally made history so interesting.
St. Mary's?
No, I went to Cora.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with it from the moment that I started in her class. And she's the one who I always felt really pressured that I was really bad at math. Like so bad. It brought down, I had good grades and everything. And
We're
then,
talking about history.
no, but I'm getting there. Okay, follow the trajectory.
It's only
okay?
a 2-minute banter.
No, but listen.
Okay.
So I was never good at math. I failed. I got pity bumped. It was horrible, but I felt pressured to take it because everyone's like, you need math, you need math, you need math. And I talked to her and I said, I don't know what I want to do. I tossed around law school. I tossed around teaching, and I said, but
You'd be good at both. You would.
Here, thank you. I appreciate that. And she said, don't take math if you're not good at it. You're good at history. You're good at writing. Just stick with that. And I did, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Oh.
Because you know what? I was so insecure taking those classes that I wasn't good at, and I was doing really poorly, and they were lowering my whole average. I wouldn't have got a scholarship to Algoma if I would have stayed in math. So Miss Italia, thank you.
And that's great strategy.
Yeah.
Who thinks about that?
Right? So she was great.
Thinking ahead.
And I fell
Go
in love
for
with
your
history.
strengths. Play into your strengths.
Absolutely.
Why torture yourself with something you don't
it's
like
so
and aren't
true.
good at?
And it just makes you sad.
That's a good story.
I know.
My history teachers didn't make it exciting for me, and so I don't have an interest in history, and same with geography. I didn't find it interesting, and now I feel ignorant, and I'm upset that
Don't you
I'm
hate that?
so uneducated when it comes to those things.
I'll bring my globe in. Rob bought me an antique globe for Christmas last
We can
year.
spin
Yes.
it and land on
And
places.
then we can buy plane tickets and go there.
You can do that.
Okay.
Because you're the backpacker, not me. So listen, we're gonna. As far as I know, Mr. Mallinger did not show up, so I'm going to re-air a broadcast that I did with the OPP. Yes, I can't remember the constable's name, but we talked about ATV safety, and he
Right.
was really Terry. I remembered his first name is Terry, and I think his last name is Chirelli. Oh my gosh!
Well, we're gonna find out in a minute.
I'm not that old after all. I still have some brain cells left.
Just a couple.
Stay tuned to find out about ATV safety. It's very important this time of the year.
It is. It is.
And then
And then
we'll say goodbye.
we'll say goodbye, and there'll be some news in between all that.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
We'll see you in a bit.
I am joined in the studio by Constable Terry Chitteroni from the OPP. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to ONNtv.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. We are here to talk about off-road vehicles, specifically ATVs. And the time of year is, well, hunting season. I mean, it's fall. People are going out in their ATVs to enjoy the beautiful fall colors. But there's some certain things that people need to be aware of as far as safety goes, right, Terry?
Yeah, definitely. And it's not that it's a heightened awareness at fall time and hunt time. However, we do see more ATVs on the trails now because there is hunt season around.
It does increase, ridership increases?
It definitely does, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk first of all, right off the bat, what are the major causes of injuries or even deaths on all-terrain vehicles?
Well, priority number one is driver experience.
Driver experience.
You know, we're seeing someone who's just getting into hunting at an elderly age. They get onto an ATV and they haven't been on. That's probably our major factors.
Okay.
They don't understand what the ATV does do.
Or someone who's not an experienced driver takes a curve too fast. They're driving too fast for their abilities to handle a curve.
100%. Yeah, and that comes with experience, right?
You got to know what you can.
You got to know what you're doing when you're on the ATV. Exactly. So, I mean, if there's a case like that, obviously, an ATV safety course for someone who doesn't have the driver experience would be fantastic.
That's what this great booklet. This great booklet. I wonder who designed this booklet. Oh, it was me at my old job, along with Monique Baker, Sergeant Monique Baker. Anyway, this booklet's available at the
OPP station.
At the OPP station.
Yes.
I would imagine we probably still have some at Algoma Public Health too, if you want to stop by there and pick them up. So it does say, one of the first things, recommendation for fun, safe ride is take an ATV safety course.
Exactly.
Do you know where they offer those? I don't know. Sioux College has a course, but I think that's just for their people who take the M&R course. We have to look into that.
We'll look into
Find out.
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, that one will be one of our priorities. Speed is another priority.
Speed is another killer.
Which is another killer. Impairment. Obviously, drugs or alcohol.
Right.
Even fatigue. Fatigue falls under impairment as well, right?
ATV fatigue, I guess maybe you go out and you spend a longer time than you anticipated, you're coming back, the sun's setting, it could be.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously when people are hunting, the number one cause during the hunt season is wearing no helmets.
No helmets?
No helmets, because they're hunting, they want to be able to jump off the ATV quickly and maybe, see their game or find their game.
You think in this day and age, we all know enough.
Definitely, sure, right.
There's specific helmets too, right? You have to get a specifically rated helmet for your ATV.
Yes, it's mandated. It's got to be DOT approved. Yes.
And wherever you go to purchase your helmet, those people will help you get the helmet that you
100%.
Right on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we know that these are the major causes. So now when it comes to actual driver safety and tips and that sort of thing, actually let's get to that a little later. What confuses a lot of people, I think, Terry, are the actual laws around ATVs.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So let's define a highway first of all, because a lot of people think, oh, well, I can drive. It says I can drive on a highway, blah blah blah. Then they're thinking highway being what we think is a highway, a major like Highway 17. But according to the Ministry of Transportation and the OPP, a highway is
a roadway with public access.
That's it, folks. A roadway with public access.
Yes.
All right. So a street in Sault Ste. Marie is considered a highway by the Ministry of Transportation.
It is, yes.
Okay.
So in our area, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm glad that you were able to bring me on your show to kind of explain some of the highways that people believe as are highways that are allowed to have ATVs alongside of them.
Right.
Not on them, but they're allowed to ride alongside them.
So where do people think they can ride alongside where they really can't?
There's been a misconception out north along Highway 17.
Highway 17 North.
Highway 17 North, that is prohibited to be alongside of.
You cannot drive on the shoulder?
You cannot drive on the shoulder.
And one other thing that was interesting that we talked about was that a highway is considered from tree line to tree line.
It is considered from tree line.
So even off the road, even that sort of area beyond the shoulder, maybe a ditch area, that could be considered highway. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, exactly.
So no driving along the shoulder of the road on the highway? No.
Not along Highway 17.
No.
No. However, under the laws, it permits ATV operators to drive along the 500 series highways.
500 series. Oh, so if you're going out towards the airport, like second line, that's a 500 highway, 550 whatever.
Any 500 series highway, you're allowed to do it. And there's going to be different bylaws as well. This we fall under that as well.
Yeah.
So if you're on second line, it doesn't turn into a highway till it gets out to the city limits.
Okay.
So that's where that kind of falls under place. So you have to know your laws before you go out there.
You gotta know where you're riding.
You gotta know where you're riding. 100%. And one of the things we do as policing is not just enforce laws. We provide information to the public as well.
All right.
Some of them don't know. They don't know where they are, and that's what we're doing right here. We're providing information for operators who are who are on ATVs and believe, because they've heard the new laws being changed that you can ride along certain highways, I can ride along any highway.
Right.
Well, that's not in fact. So we have to make sure that the public is aware of that.
And then we're here, we are in Sault Ste. Marie, and we're surrounded by townships. Some of them organized and some unorganized. So like Prince Township, Echo Bay, these kinds of places, those municipalities are going to have their own, can have their own bylaws.
Yes, and don't get those, sorry Tim, don't get those confused, because if you're on the highway, that's a provincial highway.
Okay.
When you enter and you go on a township street, that's where those rules will change.
So if I'm on Walls Road as opposed to the 550 whatever,
exactly,
I'm going to have a different, and so there's a driver's responsibility to research the bylaws in the area in which they are planning on riding.
Exactly.
So just get on your computer and just Google your bylaws for ATV, and won't take you 5 minutes, and you'll stay on the right side of the law.
Exactly. Hopefully.
And hopefully. And also you'll stay on the right side of safety, because the laws are there for safety.
That's right.
All right, so crossing a highway. This is a big one. People think they can just cross the highway. If you're 15 years old and you're riding in your field and you decide to go across the highway, no,
and the laws apply as the same. If you're riding along a highway, you need to be at least 16 years old as an operator.
So you can't be on the shoulder unless you are
16 years old and you have a minimum of a G2 or an M2 license. Those are the operator laws for you to be alongside a highway that you're allowed to be traveling on.
All right.
To cross a highway, so if you come from a bush trail and you need to go across a highway, which is a roadway, which is a public access road, you need to be at least 16 years old with an M2 or G2 license to cross that highway.
And insurance.
And you need insurance.
The only time you don't need insurance is when you're on your own property.
When you're on your own property.
You go off your property, you have to have insurance.
Exactly, yes.
All right. Now, can you cross the highway with a young person on the vehicle with you?
That's a great question. So it's a great question. So if you're on a Crownland trail, a bush trail, let's call it a bush trail.
Right on.
You can have a passenger under the age of 8 years old.
You can?
You can.
Okay.
However, if you're going to cross that highway, you cannot have a passenger under the age of 8 years old when you're going to cross a highway or you drive alongside.
It does get tricky.
It does get tricky on that one.
So what you are expected to do, just so we're clear, you're going to leave your vehicle on one side of the road. You're going to safely take your child across that roadway, get them on the other side, and then you're going to bring your vehicle over.
Yes. Under law.
Under the law. Yes. Okay. Because it would be a terrible thing if you happen to be crossing, you're on the highway with your child on an ATV and you were to get hit.
Yes. And for
at least if you're walking, you can see what's coming.
And there's lots of simple reasons for that as well, right? You have a young child and they do slip off in the bushway.
All right.
It's not a big deal.
So let's talk about just now. Let's talk general safety tips.
Yes.
We know you have to have the helmet. Now it's fall season. People might be going out to hunt. Things can happen. You're in the bush.
Yes.
You gotta be prepared.
You have to be prepared, and that's the one thing. I mean, people are going greater distances because they're going for game. They might get on a trail and they want to go further out into the open to find their game. We recommend that the number one priority is to make sure you're letting someone know where you are going to go.
That's a good rule for anybody, anytime.
It is.
Tell them where you're going.
It's a priority. Number two, have a survival kit with you.
Absolutely.
Making sure that you've got warm clothing, you've got fire, you've got water, you've got supplies to, maybe for meals, some sort of maybe it's called an SOS spot.
Oh yeah, or a flare or something.
A flare or GPS. Just make sure that you have something that if you do get stuck in the bush overnight, that you have something to take care of yourself and your passenger, not just for yourself.
Great. Hunters tend to go out sometimes in gangs, and you go, as you were saying, you take your child out for a ride, you go with your wife and kids, whatever, for a ride. Different scenario from when you're going out to spend a couple nights in the bush with either the guys or the girls and you're going hunting. Sometimes there's substances involved, alcohol, perhaps other things, but alcohol, drugs, whatever. What do we have to be careful of?
It's the main factor, impairment. Guys are at hunt camp, they're having a good time with their buddies, and that's the one thing we see that heightens.
Hey, let's go for a late night hunt. No,
exactly.
Not if you've been using any kind of substance. Don't do it.
Exactly.
And don't separate and get lost. Tell your buddies where you're going. And if I'm not back by this time, come look for me.
Exactly. Give them a time when you should be back.
Have a plan. Have a plan. And if you want more information, you know where to find the OPP. You can find these booklets at the OPP and at Algoma Public Health. You can go online. We're going to put a thing up on, there's a, what do you call that? A link.
A link.
There's a link, and it goes to the Ministry of Transportation website, and that will also give you all the ATV information you could possibly need. So stay safe. Terry, again,
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
your time. Thanks for joining us. You're welcome back anytime.
Awesome. Thanks very
And
much.
we'll come back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
Are you for real with that clip of the man and the woman playing in the leaves? Who does that in their 60s? Leaves! It's leaves! Maybe our golden retriever will jump in the pile and we can make a GIF.
Are you bitter because you didn't have guests today, Tim? Okay.
Nobody wants to play with me on my birthday!
Except maybe that couple in their 60s and their golden retriever.
Leaves!
Kate, I have some more bad news on your birthday.
Oh, jeez, Josie.
Craig is the one that told us the news.
How could he? Oh!
How dare he?
Go, tell us the news. Brace yourselves.
Of course, it's about the weather.
Hold someone you love.
We're getting 10 to 15 centimeters of snow by Saturday. But it's not likely to stick, so don't worry.
I gotta wrap my shrubs. Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow on...
Mornings.
No, hump day. Wednesday. And mornings with Luann and Tim and Riley.
If we survive our food coma tonight.
Pig. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Stay tuned.